do we need to record intro, yeah?
Yeah, that's what we do at the beginning of the episodes.
Be fall over, you little bitch.
Why?
Oh, are we doing it now? Do we need to do it now, or have we already done it?
Well, we should do it now, shouldn't we? Because this is the beginning of the episode, Dave. Nobody needs to know that we've actually done the interview and done the outro, and now we're recording the intro afterwards.
Lovely.
All right?
So today...
So, you know, it's all about behind-the-scenes magic.
Yeah, so today we're interviewing somebody.
Are we?
We're dragging him in a minute. He'll come in the room in a minute.
Yeah, today we have got Mowglii, formerly known as It's Mowglii.
It's Mowglii. With a Z.
Mowglii. Yeah. Oh, there we go.
Depicted he plays DayZ.
Yep. You can't. There's no other games that have a Z in it. Product Zomboid, World War Z, Mask of Zorro.
Imagine if that was a sick game like that, man.
Imagine they had a Mask of Zorro game that was just like
open world like Red Dead.
Well, but I was thinking more Devil May Cry, just like fucking shit up with a little rapier sword. Yeah, that would be mad. Just doing like triple backflips and face lunges, and then just being
sweet
with a Z.
Talk about lunges. Let's have a plug.
Oh,
you can catch us on Spotify.
Oh, I thought we were going to do a word each.
Yeah, I was going to hit you. You can go next if you want.
And
Audible.
And
these nerds. These are Flickr. Give us a flick on Podbean. You can also catch us on Amazon Music, Apple Podcasts. What was the other one you'd found out last week? Can't remember it. Also, something that was fucking derogatory. So
Pocket Wanks.
Pocket Wanks, yes, boy. So you could literally get us on there, and we do come out on YouTube, but we come out on Sunday, so don't forget that. But that's where you can catch us.
Did you sneeze?
Burped.
You burped? That was a burp.
Yeah, I was trying to hold it in, and it all went like inverted, like.
It's because you've been eating too many Skittles through that whole episode that hasn't happened yet to the listener. Shut up! I'm fucking losing my mind. Little bitch. Yeah, I mean, this episode's going to be quite a long one, so let's cut this intro short. And should we just play the intro music?
Play the intro and then drag him in.
Let's go.
Hey, how's it going?
Hello.
Hello.
How you guys doing?
Oh, we're good. What about yourself?
Very nervous. I'll be honest.
How's the new setup, man? How's the new setup?
It's insane. Like, coming from what I had to this is just, it's insane.
One new PC?
Yeah.
What you got?
i9 12900K.
Ooh.
Only
4080, 64 gig RAM.
All right, that's enough. Yeah, showing off, right?
It's nice.
Nice. I find that was one of the understatements that you'll probably hear.
What did you have before that, though?
i5 4690K.
Oh, wow, okay.
980 Ti and some DDR3 RAM.
Holy shit. Okay, so this is like going from Stone Age to like future level, isn't it, really?
Yeah, essentially I've been abducted by aliens and probed.
Get me some of that.
We want to like start off this episode talking about, I don't know if you heard about the leak for DayZ 2.
I have. I haven't actually looked, but I've seen it in your Discord.
Yeah. So I heard about it like this morning. Yeah, that would be good to actually get the scoop on that. We'll do more than touch base about what, you know, you started off streaming in, like, obviously Twitch, DayZ.
Yeah.
And we'll slowly move to, we do ask you for two things. So while you're talking, just think, we do ask you for a tip for either a beginner or a veteran. One tip on DayZ or just PC gaming in general, but DayZ would be a good one. And if you've seen a good DayZ like video on YouTube that you think actually this one helped me out a lot, or it's new, there's someone we haven't done before.
Okay.
So maybe should have messaged you that like a week ago.
I was gonna say, usually you prep.
All right, yeah, I do.
Listen,
but I've been trying to get ready for my job. I
don't give a fuck about your career and your job interview, bruv. We've got Mowglii sitting over here not knowing what the hell's going on, huh?
He knows what the score is. He knows.
What?
He's heard the episodes. He knows how professional we are.
all I can see over here is that apparently a job interview is more important than DayZ podcast.
Oh, that's what I'm hearing as well, mate. I'm glad someone's on my side.
And this is true because this is a one-in-a-lifetime job, and hopefully I'll get it.
Good luck.
Thank you.
I've told you before, I'll tell you again. You can always be a stripper in any town, Dave. All you need to do is mention your mum's name. She's a legend in the industry.
That's
You'll
lovely.
you'll get in. All
I hope
right.
you don't fall over the first step when you go upstairs today.
We're like, oh, Mummy Dave. Yeah, no problem. Come on
Mummy
in.
Dave, you know my last name. You've known me since I was 5.
I don't want to.
I'm not the one that changes his name every year.
Right, shall we crack on?
We should.
Right.
We should.
We'll start
we should
off.
definitely introduce him. Because now you're not It's Mowglii. It's just Mowglii now, isn't it? Or do you refer to yourself as It's Mowglii?
On Twitch, I'm still It's Mowglii. I have tried to get plain old Mowglii, but yeah, no joy yet.
Plain old Mowglii. That's a long name.
Yeah, I think that's worse than just It's Mowglii, mate.
Yeah,
I wouldn't go with that one.
I wouldn't go with that one, man. I can assure you no one's probably got that.
Yeah. Well, hang on a minute. Tick, 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 tick. They have now.
They have that, yeah.
£10. Right, so talk to us about you and your journey then, really, like getting into DayZ. What's your story? How did you get into it? What patch did you get into? And then, start from there.
So I was looking for a new game. This was back when I was on console, on Xbox One. I was looking for a new game and I was scrolling through the Game Pass games and I seen DayZ, and I'd never watched any gaming content. I wasn't really on Twitch at the time. And I was watching the trailer and I was like, this looks like a really good game. So I downloaded it and instantly got shat on over and over again. And I couldn't do it. And then that's when I found Twitch, and I actually found the Running Man's very early on. Mm-hmm. And it was kind of him that I learned from, as well as watching some YouTube videos, but mainly watching the Running Man's because he articulates very well.
Yeah. And
just went from there and, slowly got better and better, I guess.
Okay, so how long were you on console for before you moved over to PC?
Way too long. Way too long. Probably about a year on console.
Okay.
It was a struggle. It was a whole different world. Like, I know, people have spoke about it before, but on console, it's very kill on sight. Hardly everyone's in a party chat or, nobody's got a mic. And it was hard watching people on Twitch have all these interactions. And then I'm trying to get that in the game, but I couldn't get any of it.
If I remember rightly, Dave, you might be able to help me out here and all. If you were in a party chat, you couldn't speak in game.
No, you couldn't. You had to leave the party to then talk in game.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah,
I think that might have been our issue when we started to try and talk to Drew. Remember when we tried to talk to Drew? Maybe that was because we were in a party chat. Yeah.
No, I can't remember specifically, but I'm pretty sure if you was in a party chat, you couldn't hear people in game either talking. Oh. I'm not sure. I know that's the case for a lot of other games.
No idea. I remember the clips.
So long ago, isn't it?
Yeah, I remember when you used to be able to make clips and that it would never record your voice. That was annoying. But anyway, we'll digress.
Depends what you said.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, it might be a blessing in disguise.
So before I moved to PC, I actually started streaming on console.
Ooh, Mixer.
Mixer? Was he a Mixer?
No, it was on Twitch.
Okay, so it's late.
Yeah, so I was streaming directly to Twitch from the console, and I actually got affiliated through console.
Oh, sick.
Yeah, so I was actually on console when I got affiliated, and I'll tell you, I used what was it called? I used a third-party software called Lightstream. Mm-hmm. And I streamed to Lightstream, which then allowed me to put overlays on and make it look a bit better than just a plain old console stream.
Okay.
And then that sent it to Twitch. So I didn't do too bad on console, but yeah, I absolutely loved moving over to PC.
Oh, some people say it's essentially a completely different game, isn't it? It's played completely different.
Yeah.
It's the same basic game, but it's essentially not the same game. Do you know what I mean? On PC, you're gonna get fucked. Do you know what I mean? Like it's completely different.
One of the biggest one of the biggest hurdles that I had moving over was remembering to press the R key to reload.
Dave, you said
yes, yes. Shotgun would reload automatically for you. Winchester's reload automatically for you. The amount of times I first got on and Andy bounced over a good 6-7 months or nearly a year before me, and we were like teammates on console, and then I'd shoot my BK-133 and then I'd go for another shot and all I'd get was click, and I'd be like, the fuck, I didn't know. And then one of our friends was like, "Are you reloading your gun?" I was like, "On DayZ, you're drunk."
I remember
But
that
yeah.
first run with you. I mean, we had hundreds of hours on Xbox, didn't we, Dave? And that
Yeah.
first run that we had, we had map knowledge and stuff like that. But the first run that I had with you, I'd already been on PC for about a year at this point or whatever, and you were just so slow. It was like playing with a brand new player again. Like,
I was, slow.
it was bad, wasn't it? Like trying to do invent management and pick things up and open doors, and even walking through a fucking doorway you struggled with.
Oh yeah, I was getting caught on things, and it is such a strange change. Like I said, you only really carry across the map knowledge, but then you're like, wow, what is actually happening on this different game? You're like, I'm on this weird map, like I'm on Essica, I'm on Deer Isle, and
It's all new again.
yeah, we barely had a little go on Livonia before we bounced over. Livonia were the only two maps I've got on console now.
I don't think I moved over before Livonia came out.
Yeah, I think you did, and I done
definitely
Livonia too much.
So I remember my benchmark for knowing when I moved to PC, it was about a week before Namalsk hit.
Oh, okay.
Okay, yeah.
So is that like one of the first maps that you went into then, I guess, when you moved over to PC?
Yeah, so the first map I played on PC, and I remember the very first time, it was Livonia. So Namalsk hadn't yet been released. Jumped in onto Livonia, and I spawned, what's that absolutely manic town? Is it Colin Brody?
Colin Brody,
No,
yeah.
that's in
it,
Chernarus.
No, Colin Brody's not.
Oh, no, yeah, it's not, is it? Yeah, it is Colin Brody, yeah. So I was thinking of Kamashovo.
Yeah.
Do you know he's going to edit this out, Mowglii, and make himself look like, I knew where it was?
Yes, that is in Livonia, correct.
Yeah, I spawned there, and I was being chased by, I must say, probably about 8 or 9 people. It was insane, and I loved it. I actually loved it, but I was terrified. That my first experience was people and interaction.
Yeah,
I died, but it was great. It was amazing.
even if you're on the negative end of it, there's
Yeah.
at least it's interaction. Like I've been alone for so many years. Friendly?
The next bit I want to sort of bring up is, did used to watch you stream DayZ, and
same.
then I sort of stopped really watching Twitch as such and just started watching YouTube videos. And I didn't really check it out. And the next thing I come on, and you're playing Sea of Thieves with someone that plays the PC with a controller.
Yep. And inverted. He plays inverted as well.
He does, yeah. So how did that come about then? How did you get on Sea of Thieves then? I mean, we love this game, Sea of Thieves. Andy gets annoyed a lot about it, but we love the game still.
So two guys that I attribute streaming to was the Running Man's and someone called Eam1X. He loved Sea of Thieves. He had an absolute passion for Sea of Thieves. He was really good at it. But I met him through DayZ. We became, really good friends, and one thing led to another, and I started playing Sea of Thieves, and I was terrible at it. I was really, really bad. But it's such a fun game. I feel like it's just fun to play, and I kept on playing it, and then the interaction side that you get from that is similar to DayZ.
Yeah,
and it just kept me on there. And yeah, then I met Pirate Pro, who at the time when I started watching him, he was averaging maybe 4 or 5 viewers. So I've got my first badge, which is really cool because obviously he's now partnered and Sea of Thieves partner. And yeah, we just stick to our weekly Friday schedule.
So why have you not gone back to DayZ?
PC. I am going to be now.
Mm-hmm.
Having the PC is a huge thing for me to be able to stream it and play it effectively, and the old PC was struggling so much. So I kind of gave up on streaming. And the only reason I've recently started again was because Pirate kept on nagging at me to do it. So I thought, well, I may as well stream Sea of Thieves while I'm playing it. But yeah, now the PC's back and running. I am going to be doing DayZ. The only thing that kind of stops me playing it on a daily basis is the servers that I like to play is the queues.
Yeah, the servers you like to play, everyone likes to play.
Yeah.
That's the problem, isn't it?
Yeah, the queues are... I kind of get used to it. So when I was streaming it before, I'd come home from work, I'd jump in the queue, have a shower, have something to eat. 2 hours later, I was in the server and I was ready. and I kind of get used to it, and I was okay with it. But having that, I guess I've been kind of spoilt by being able to jump straight into a server on Sea of Thieves, and you're there, ready to go.
Yeah, there is that to it, I guess. I mean, for me personally, if the server's full, one of my favourite servers is Karma Crew server, really. Any Karma Crew, well, pretty much Livonia or Chernarus or Essica. That's pretty much all their servers, isn't it? Just rolling them off.
Yeah.
Just
keep going, Andy.
Sucking their dick. But if I can't get in, I'll just go to a different server, man. I'm not fussed. Like, I don't care about that. And I will never pay for a priority. I don't get that either because there are so many servers. And sorry to all the people that rely on priorities, and that's fine, but that's just not me. I'm not going to be one of your customers. Not because out of principle, but I mean, it's so easy to just jump on another server. Like, what's the point? DayZ's DayZ. I'm here for DayZ, not your server. Your server just makes it a little bit more heightened experience, I guess. But I don't know, that's just my cynical view on it.
So now we're talking about servers, Mowglii. So what servers do you play? Do you like these ultra modded, like 50 million like tents on, pings, you're playing Arma 3 basically via DayZ, or are you more of a vanilla set sort of guy?
I like vanilla plus. I like the day one stuff.
Day one,
the
zero,
quality of life. Yeah, 0, day one. I do like Karma Crew as well. That's the quality of life plus PvP editions, I think. I can't do dark nights. It irritates me. When it's that dark that you can't see, I can't do it.
Well, like normal vanilla, it doesn't have dark nights. Because we've been playing a lot of official, haven't we?
Yeah, we have. Well, we tried.
Well, yeah. And they don't have dark nights, which I was really surprised at. I thought it was.
Back in the day, it always used to be, didn't it?
Yeah, it did.
Yeah, now it's not. Now it's more like what the nights are in the UK at the moment. I know it don't go too dark.
Yeah, it was a bit of a shock, but I mean, then you have servers, and I can't remember what server it was, but there was a server run by a streamer at one point. I don't think it's around anymore, but it was very light nights. But that was mainly so when they were streaming, they could. People, their viewers could still see and all that shit.
Yeah,
and all that crap. But yeah, I'm not a fan of dark nights unless like night vision is easily accessible.
Yeah,
which it usually isn't.
I remember just getting irritated with the dark night the once, and I just sat in a shed for the night. I just stayed there. Yeah. I couldn't go anywhere else.
What's your style then, Mowglii? What's your style? Are you like aggressive PvPer, more tactful sniper based sort of guy? Are you looking for that Winchester, or are you looking for that shotgun to get in someone's grid?
I like a mix. I find if I focus mainly on the long range, and I know I'm trying to long range, I can't shoot. I can't do it. Whereas if I just happen to whip a sniper out and flick to a guy that I see out the corner of my eye and take the shot, I'm more likely to hit it than if I find I overthink it.
Fluky.
Yeah, I'm very much a rush. I like to rush in.
From memory, all of the streams that I can remember, because it's been a while now, hasn't it? Really, since you've not. It's got to be over a year since you last streamed DayZ, surely.
Yeah,
do you reckon?
I tried to recently, but I wouldn't count that. So yeah, it's got to be about a year.
So when I used to pop into your streams all the time, and I only really remember you just fucking about, not really doing anything too seriously, just being a dick, shooting people and getting into big fights, and like just being a knob. Like in what's that place? What's that town in Nemausk?
Lubjansk.
Is that the main
Vorkuta.
town? Vorkuta.
Vorkuta?
Yeah, I don't think I ever saw you outside of Vorkuta. Usually just in the gym, just beating people up. or whatever. That's all I really remember.
I love the interaction. I love the interaction of the spawn towns. I wouldn't say I'm as good in the spawn towns as someone like Uncle Ray.
Who is?
I feel that's his breeding ground. I remember the last time I ran into him, he made me and somebody else sing.
What did you sing?
What did I sing? I sang I Will Survive.
Oh, did you?
Oh.
No, I didn't. But I remember, so I sang "I Will Survive." The other guy sang something else, and then Uncle Ray Ray started singing. So I'd done, the vomit emote.
Oh yeah.
I'd done the vomit emote on his shoes, so he shot me in the head.
I mean, you were asking for that, man. You're singing so bad, I'm vomiting.
Oh man, Uncle Ray Ray's ledge, man. He is like
He is so
ledge
funny.
his own field, isn't he? So.
If anyone ever asks me about DayZ, I always use him as an example. I actually refer everybody I've spoke to that doesn't know about DayZ, I've always referred Uncle Ray Ray to give them an idea of the craziness that it can be like.
Yeah.
You have Uncle Ray Ray on one half, and on the other one you've got Smoke.
Yeah.
Who knows is like, right, we're going north-northeast. All right, we're going north-northeast for 56 paces.
That's on a scale of Smoke to Ray Ray. Like, how crazy are you?
Yeah, Smoke to Ray Ray. That's our new scale. And on today's Chili's, we're going to go Smoke to Ray Ray.
Yeah, I'm 13 on the Ray Ray scale. Jesus.
So I'd say PvP wise, I'd say I prefer Rush. I'm normally the first person to die because I don't put any thought into it. I just run straight in. But I love it. I love starting again as well and getting back to the spawn towns.
Looting back up and like them initial interactions. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Those initial interactions are where friendships are made.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess like the more inland you get, the more geared you get, it's harder to, like, I guess for either people to approach you or for you to approach people, isn't it? Because either you've got something they want, or they've run off, or you're scared of gear fear. Gear fear is always a thing. So
you get that in Sea of Thieves as well, don't you? It's like sometimes when you're in like a galleon. And then you see a little frigate come up or something, and you're like, and then someone wants to team up, like, team up. You hear them team up.
Do you remember that run that we had on Sea of Thieves where I think we were a galleon? A galleon? Sorry.
That's what we do.
We were a galleon. And then we were going to go, right, let's try and fuck up this galleon. Or no, there was a brig, I think.
Yeah.
And we went over to the brig, and then suddenly a sloop came round the corner, and then suddenly another sloop came round the corner. And I thought, fuck.
We're going to get fucked up.
We're going to get messed up.
And it's like, then it's team up. We joined their allegiance.
Yeah, we joined an alliance with them. We're like, oh shit, thank God. Because that was
Thank God for that.
We were in our point where we just weren't very good at it either at that point. Like we'd gone away from Sea of Thieves for about a year, and then when all the fights we tried to get into, we just lost them all. Like every single one, didn't matter what.
Yeah.
So we were just pushing everything to try and get better. So we're like, right, there's a galleon, let's go fuck it up. And then like his mates come around the corner. Shit.
Yeah, and then we done the actual Sea of Thieves event, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, we done the Sea of Thieves battle with them, and then done one of the islands, the main island.
What? Dave's pretty new to Sea of Thieves.
No, I am pretty new, but we done that island where you have the
we did the Sea of Thieves
waves,
event.
Sea of Thieves event. That's
event.
the one.
Yeah.
Okay. I enjoyed that one actually. I've only done that once.
No, hang on. We did the Sea of Thieves event, but then we did the Red Skull.
That's
event.
the one.
The Red Skull event.
That's the Red Skull event. You do that all the time, you and Pirate Pro. And then what's that thing where you go underwater and then you pop out next to someone's boat?
The hourglass dives. That's relatively new.
Yeah, I don't know about this.
That was added in season.
Oh, you don't know about this, Andy,
8?
do you? You little bitch.
Sorry, it was added in season 8.
Yeah, I think that was season 8. So essentially, there used to be a game mode called Arena.
Yes.
Which is, PvP lobby, and it was in like a circle on a private server kind of thing. But only like 2% of the player base used to play that. So they said, right, this isn't worth it anymore. This isn't the time and effort. It's not worth it. So they got rid of it and they replaced it with this hourglass, which is where you vote down into PvP. The other boat votes into PvP. You dive down underwater and you pop up in front of each other and you're in a circle. If you go out of it, you blow up. So it's fight to the death, essentially.
But what's the difference between that and just fighting in the main open world?
So fighting in the main open world is for loot 9 times out of 10. You to steal somebody's loot.
Oh, okay.
Whereas the hourglass dives, there you get commendations for it. You can unlock some cosmetics for it, and you can earn quite a lot of money from it as well.
Ah, okay. What about if you've got loot on your ship already? Do you lose that if you lose?
So if you dive down, you'll lose any loot on your boat. You can't take that down with you.
Oh, shit.
But what you can do is if you vote the hourglass up, but don't vote to dive, you're essentially in the hourglass, but you're not under the water for it. Someone can then invade you. If you've got loot on your boat, you've still got it. And obviously if you win, then your hourglass value is worth more if you've got loot. The more loot on your boat that you defend, the more your hourglass is worth.
Oh, fuck. I had no idea about all this.
He knows what he's doing.
Yeah, there is like that side of the Sea of Thieves. There is quite a lot to it, especially compared to back in the day. I mean, I think I started playing that game maybe 3-4 years ago.
I think that's one of your first games that you played on PC when you, apart from DayZ, obviously.
Apart from DayZ, of course. Friendly DayZ podcast, yeah. But yeah, compared to back then, where it was literally all it was, there was just islands, there was like 2 events or whatever there was at that point. And now they've even got rid of some stuff and added new extra stuff on top of it. And yeah, there's loads of stuff to do on that. I can understand the attraction to it. A lot of DayZ players either also play Sea of Thieves or go to Sea of Thieves. I know like one of the guys we interviewed before, Nacho Average Nick, he's a massive Sea of Thieves player. He's really, really good. Just him and his buddy Pumpkin they sail around on a sloop and they fuck shit up. They're so good.
Yeah, a lot of people that I've played Sea of Thieves with in the past have come from DayZ or play DayZ. And a big Sea of Thieves streamer and a Sea of Thieves partner, he actually started off on DayZ.
Ah.
For you.
No, it wasn't me. I'm
a
not
real
partnered
big
anywhere.
shot. A real good guy he was. Yeah. His name's it's Mowglii.
Yeah, I don't know if you know.
It's not me. I'm just Mowglii.
So, what would you say the crossovers were between the 2 games? And not trying to obviously drag our fan base away from DayZ, we wouldn't do that. But what are the crossovers that you were easily able to transfer across from your DayZ days to now your Sea of Thieves days?
The interaction. The interaction is I struggle to play games now if there isn't any interaction. And that's, for me, that's the biggest crossover, is having that interaction in DayZ and having the interaction in Sea of Thieves. If there was no interaction of Sea of Thieves, I don't think I'd play it.
So talk us through that, because my version of interaction is I get in a fight and I die and all they say is, your mum.
Or you see them on the ferry, man. They're like, "Fuck you, buddy."
Yeah, fuck you, shit.
We're fucking you up, buddy.
That's all we get.
Recently, when I've streamed Sea of Thieves, one thing I keep doing is when I run into somebody, I get a story from them. I ask them for a story. I want like an epic tale of a time on the seas. And if they're new, I want to know a story from another game. And I love that. I tried getting one from somebody before, and then mic wasn't working. It was two ladies. One of the mics weren't working, and she was the one with the mic that wasn't working, was the experienced one on Sea of Thieves. The one that had the working mic was brand new. And we ended up kidnapping them, taking them on a boat, and they tried jumping off, and it was harpooning them back on the boat. And we was like, no, you're not going anywhere. And yeah, it was such a fun time. And Adam messaged me after actually and say, that was one of the best, it was one of the most fun times we've had playing the game. And I'm so glad that we ran into you guys.
So you proper, you can take the boy out of DayZ, but you can't take DayZ out of the boy. That's like that.
Basically, had it tied up by a rope all game.
That's incredible. That is incredible.
So, what do you find, like, with you? Obviously, you said you're a little bit aggressive with your stance, like rush. Do you do that a lot with your Sea of Thieves? Are you sort of, because I see you like to fire yourself off on the cannons earliest opportunity, try and board earliest opportunity on the PvP?
Yeah, relatively the same. I do like to rush. I like to try and get on board their ship. But since playing with Pro, he's better at that than me. And I can't remember when it was, but not too long ago, I was helming on the boat. So I was steering, repairing and managing the boat to get, the best angles on cannons and whatever, keep us afloat. And it just clicked with me. So now I'm main helm and he's main cannon and boarder. So I think now on Sea of Thieves, I'm a bit more reserved. I have to stay on the boat more than off it.
Oh, so we might see a slightly more reserved Mowglii when you come back.
I don't know. On DayZ, so on the mouse, I don't know. Do you remember when A3 first released?
Okay. What one? How do you get to that one? That's how I remember what ones they are.
The orb. So you had to jump into the orb.
Yeah.
So when that first released, I had I was known on day one, the Mask for being relatively friendly. If there was an interaction, everyone knew that I could be trusted because I can't do backstabbing. I can't tell someone I'm friendly and then betray them. I can't do it. I'm very upfront. If I didn't want to team up, I'd tell them. If it wasn't going to be a good interaction, I'd tell them. But if it was going to be a team up, everyone knew that they could trust me. There was 4 of us down in A2, and then we heard some shooting up above. They were coming down, so I spoke up and they recognised my voice. Long story short, by the end of it, I think it was about 15 or 16 of us down in A2 waiting for the storm. Mr. OG, Magnus. There were so many people.
Shit, I forgot about Magnus.
Magnus and OG, man.
Magnus and OG was a team, weren't they? Oh?
That's right, huh?
Oh, yeah.
And he was genuine as well. That was just his. Where was he from? Finland or something?
Was he from Finland doing a Swedish accent?
Yeah.
What? Why? Why?
Yeah.
Oh, he was a funny one, man. OG, and he's run into OG a few times, didn't you? He had a little bit of a PvP against him.
One time, only once.
Yeah.
I think.
More than I have.
Yeah.
I followed OG from watching the Running Mans, and the Running Mans was running with some random. And no, OG was running with some random, right? The Running Mans was Lone Wolf, and they were on the same server. And TRMZ shot Mr. OG's buddy. He spotted them. And he shot one, and all you hear is OG on the megaphone screaming, "You've killed him!" And the Running Man's mouse on it must have went across the room because the flick, I had never seen anything like it. And it purely from that, I followed Mr. OG, and that was a long time ago. And he's not changed since.
No,
he hasn't changed.
Really
he just changes his partners every now and then. Next minute, 1 minute it's Taupe, next minute he's moved on, and he's got Magnus, then it's somebody else. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But he just essentially still the same person, and he with loudmouth he doesn't even need the fucking megaphone, but he still uses it.
Did you watch that? Was it Lights Out? I think it was Lights Out.
Yeah,
it was.
Lights Out event. Yeah.
Yes.
Where there was OG and Wicked.
Yes.
And they had to get into the bunker in Livonia. I think that is the funniest shit I have ever seen on stream. They have got to be the funniest when they're together. It was insane, and that clip has got to be out there somewhere as well. If you can find it, go watch it. But especially when they get into the bunker, Wicked can't see shit. I think OG has MVGs or something like that, and all hell just breaks loose. It's incredible. Friendly!
Mowglii, just moving on to the next sort of little bit. What actually made you move on to Sea of Thieves away from DayZ? Did you just sort of burn out on DayZ? Did you not enjoy it anymore? And yeah.
I don't know. Why did I start?
Or was it just like a gradual thing? Was it, hey, I'm just going to start, this time I'm going to play Sea of Thieves. Oh, I'm actually going to stream Sea of Thieves.
Or an update, you're like, oh, I'm not so keen on that gas.
On that gas.
No, it wasn't an update. Essentially, so I was on furlough at a job, and I had a massive payout. Something happened, and I had a massive payout. So I could stay off, and I was streaming full time. I was earning money. I was building up my numbers. I was getting pretty decent view count, and it was really consistent. And then the money kind of started to run out, and I was like, right, I'm making money from streaming, but it's not enough to pay the bills. I've got kids. I can't. Is there a risk worth taking there? And with having kids, I couldn't take the risk, so I had to go back to full-time work. And I just found with full-time work and the length of the runs and the queue times and stuff like that, I just felt like I just started getting further and further away from playing it. The more I didn't play it, the harder it was to get back on it.
Yeah, it can take a lot of time, even if you just go for one run. One run can, like 4 hours, 4 or 5 hours, bang. And that's if you get into the server straight away. And that's if that's your first run. And it also adds like a lot of, I guess, stress that you don't necessarily need. You've got to deal with all of these things. And DayZ, I don't know if you know, but DayZ can be quite stressful at the best of times. So having to deal with everything on top of that as well, and a full-time job, it's just almost impossible, isn't it, really? Yeah.
And, the kids getting older, spending more time with them and, trying to accommodate them as much as well. Over time, it just it was harder to play it the longer it went.
So you're taking a bit of time out, so you didn't burn out completely, and now you're going to come back revigorated.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely coming. I mean, I've been posting TikToks for DayZ, my old clips, and I mean, one the other day. Oh my gosh! I mean, I haven't got a big channel, 310 followers, average around 300 views. One the other day, it was only like a short one. I took a shot at someone with a BK. I missed because he moved, but the noise that came out of his mouth screamed. 9,754 views, just under 10k.
TikTok is weird, man. I don't understand it at all. I don't get how it works.
So we've got one video on TikTok that's nearly hit 100k. And we've got one that genuinely has a few bits of shooting, like a really good, like that sort of thing, interaction. And that one has got 830. So I don't get it, man.
It's crazy.
One is a tip of like mushroom spawning, like why mushrooms spawn in certain areas so you can find players. And then the next one's actually me and Andy getting ambushed and getting absolutely fucked up. And yeah, that's barely got any views.
It's hard. It's a weird algorithm, but obviously there's a secret to it.
Yeah, that headshot, deadshot one's picking up, Andy.
Good.
It's on 9k now.
Keep on it, CEO of TikTok Enterprises. Friendly TikTok Enterprises.
Yeah, I'm trying. I've learned how to video edit. Now I'm fucking content creator.
Extraordinaire.
Yeah.
Enough about us.
Especially recently listening to your guys' podcasts, and now I've got this new computer. I'm coming back.
Put it to use, man.
And you heard it here first, folks. He's coming back.
Hell yeah. I've just missed it so much. I'm every clip that I've downloaded and I've edited a little bit, it reminds me more and more of how much I loved it.
It's one of those games where it's absolutely okay to take a break from. I mean, at one point I put 700 hours into Sea of Thieves, into Space Engineers. Didn't play anything else apart from that. And I've done the same thing with Valheim. I put hundreds and hundreds of hours into that. But you always, for some fucking reason, get drawn back into DayZ. Be like, I'm home, Yeah,
the game's not even that good when you look at it. Like, put it right, you're sat in your penthouse, right, in New York City. You've got billions of pounds, right? Someone brings DayZ in its current state to you. Are you investing? It just doesn't make sense. But we all love it for all of its bugs, all of its.
Andy likes it because obviously he likes Space Engineers and the cars fly, so it's very similar.
It's such a janky game that I think the community, and I honestly feel the community and the mods have made the game what it is now. And
100%, man.
I think they also shove it up the devs a little bit as well. You know what I mean? Like if the mods are kicking off, then the developers have no option but to improve on their side as well. And it's kind of like a seesaw thing, like a nice balancing act. At one point, the mods are higher, at another point, or then the devs catch up, for example.
It's the devs, I think sometimes they realise how much power they've got over the way that the game can be played and how it can go. Like, using a mouse as an example, Sumrak is a genius. He changed everybody's play style insanely with that map. And then when he released, A2 and people going down into A2, and then released A3, and then he released Lantia as well, it forced people to play differently. It forced people to interact differently. And just from those small things that they can do in the game, they can impact so much. And it's really good to see that there's positives as well as, negatives, I guess.
I don't think there's any game-breaking bugs at the moment. I say at the moment because there might very well be in the next update. Who knows? But let's say, for instance, like the flying cars thing. I know that still happens, but it's so rare now. I can't.
Yeah.
I haven't seen a flying car for a long time since they moved over
Andy
to the.
hasn't played for a little bit.
That's why I play DayZ, is it? You play DayZ because you can't play on your own. Someone needs to look after you.
Carer.
But then
my DayZ carer.
Yeah, DayZ, the ADS bug that's fixed.
Yeah,
so the devs are fixing those big issues. It might take them a little while, but they're not a AAA.
You heard how I said okay then, didn't you? It's when anyone tells me a bug's fixed, I don't know how to feel.
What do you mean?
I guess I'm so used to it being fixed but replaced more than anything.
Yeah,
Well, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. That one is fixed, but it's been replaced by 2 more.
Yeah. There's like a void that has to be filled with a bug.
But they're not game-breaking bugs. You know, flying in a car because you've accidentally driven, I don't know, over a fucking rock that someone put in the road and your car goes flying. That's game-breaking, you know?
Yeah.
And dropping through to the center of the earth, that's game-breaking.
I'll be honest, I think in my DayZ time, I've been relatively lucky with bugs. I've had the ADS bug, but 9 times out of 10, I've been fortunate enough to have someone that could tie me up or, you know, and being able to kind of fix it.
Kink.
Tie me up and gag me. Potentially feed me some human meat.
Oh, lovely.
Have you talking about meat? Have you killed somebody on DayZ with hot meat on the mouse?
I've killed myself. Does that count?
Oh, you've got to try it. You got to tie somebody up and feed them meat that's too hot.
Just
Meat.
hot meat.
Yeah,
Put my hot meat in your mouth.
I'm gonna tie you up and feed you with my hot meat.
yeah, it's brutal. It's as brutal as
This it sounds.
yeah.
Sounds sickening.
It gives you the sound like they're standing on a fire, doesn't it? Like,
Yeah.
fucking put it in your mouth. Too
It's not
far.
like being sick on Valheim.
Too far.
Hello. All right then, let's move on to the segment of
Oh,
video.
yeah.
Of
No.
the week. No, I don't know if you wanted to do this afterwards.
No.
Or you wanted Mowgli's.
Monsieur.
You want to do the news section and ask for Mowgli's point of view on it. Like,
No, not doing that either.
what is it then?
I feel used.
Right. Today, I'm not sure if you've seen, but today, I mean, this episode's coming out in like fucking, I don't know, some point in the future. So
8
at some
days.
point in the past, as you're listening, there was a inverted commas leak about a DayZ 2.
Oh, yes.
Now, there's been this speculation since Armory Forger and all the work that's gone into that, and people are making Chernarus in Armory Forger and all of that jazz. But now we've actually had some sort of leaked document about some court case or something, Microsoft versus whoever. Who knows? Who cares? But the point that we care about is that it states that Bohemia Interactive are working on a DayZ 2. Now, we don't know whether it's true or not at this point, but what are your thoughts on that, Mowgli? Do you want to see a DayZ 2? And if so, what should that look like?
I'd love a DayZ 2 if they put it on Unreal Engine 5. I know that.
Now, this is what DEFCON said.
Oh, don't agree with him.
Fuck, he's American. You know, listen to fucking
American.
Americans. You know what they're like at decision making.
Have you seen Unrecord on TikTok on Unreal Engine 5?
Unrecord? No, I've never heard of that.
Unrecord game. TikTok were removing it originally because they thought it was real. It's insane.
Oh,
But-
dude, yes, I have seen it. Is it one that looks like a GoPro?
Body cam,
Yes.
first person shooter thing. Yes. Imagine DayZ on that. But back to DayZ 2 anyway.
Imagine how laggy it would be.
Yeah, I know. Well, my PC can handle it now. It's fine. I'll be there on my own.
So just be you, the running man's, and Taupe.
Yeah, good luck.
Sour's running.
Oh,
Sour's running i9 13900K, so the next gen from me, and he's running a 49. He had to one up me. He's on a 4090 as well.
Bastard.
Yeah,
Minder's got a big computer, but now he doesn't use it so much.
he should just donate it to us.
He should.
Oh, yeah. Good
Minder,
idea.
we'll send you our address later, Mel Bean. I know. We know you listen as well. So
So yeah, what are your thoughts on it then? What have they got to do to make that successful in your eyes, or do they have to do anything?
They've got to do something. I don't know what they've got to do, but I think it's got to have a complete graphics overhaul.
Mm-hmm.
And they've got to bring over a lot of stuff from DayZ. If they try and change DayZ too much, I don't think it'll work. So this train of thought isn't new either. I'll say that this has been speculation for years.
But now we're starting to see little drips. You know, we're starting to see through the cracks a little bit.
Yeah.
Armory Forger has 2 servers now dedicated to a DayZ mod on that main Infusion engine. I know obviously DayZ has an Infusion engine, but it's 50-50 with the other engine, where this one's mainly Infusion engine in Fort. So there's servers like how DayZ started with Armor mod.
Yeah, I don't know what they've got to do, but DayZ almost feels like a done game. Like, a one game and done. It feels like it should have updates. It needs a graphics overhaul. I think the graphics are really good, but I think it needs something to bring it away from 2018 when it first released.
It's had so since it officially released in 10 years ago, so 2013, or coming up 10 years ago, it's had a couple of graphics overhauls, but probably nowhere near as many to bring it up to real life. I mean, you look at games like Scum or the new Forest one or whatever it's called. You look how graphically interesting those games are, and you compare that to DayZ, you go, oh, it's a bit sad.
Oh yeah, that battle bit remastered, amazing graphics.
Oh, fuck off.
Oh, sorry, bro.
I mean, they also said they had a marketing stream not too long ago, and someone mentioned about the future of DayZ, and Scotty said, the only thing I can say is that all current and any future titles will be created on the new Infusion engine. So I'm sorry to burst your bubble there, but I think we're not going to get Unreal 5.
Unreal 5. I think it's probably at the time frame where they need to do something, because obviously it's been on Game Pass. PC guys own DayZ. There's no money stream. There's no revenue stream, is there?
Yeah, true.
Probably dribs and drabs of new players, but nothing like when a game releases. So they've got to do something. But
was it March though? March
know.
When they had the peak of most people that's ever played DayZ in March.
How many people was that?
60 odd thousand, I think it was at one time. Might even be more than that. I think 80 something.
Yeah, because it's on two types of consoles now and on PC, so they're obviously counting that.
No, that number was just Steam. That was just Steam charts, yeah.
Okay, that's me wrong then.
Shove it up, yeah.
Okay.
But you're right. They're not releasing like DLC, they're not releasing new maps, they're not releasing things that you can buy, so they're only really banking on new people buying the game, aren't they, really, at the moment?
Yeah.
Whereas if they released a brand new game and they've already got the customer base there for a DayZ 2, they get a huge cash injection, don't they?
Oh yeah, massive.
They get sustainability for their business. It makes sense.
Yeah.
DayZ's third on their list of moneymaker. So they have their Armour franchise, which is number one, and number two is their military simulators that they make for different militaries across the world. So DayZ's actually third on their list.
But still, if that number is big enough, you know what I mean? It might be third on your list, but it still might be worth 200 million or something. I don't know, the random number pulled out my arse, but you know.
But yeah, no, that's a fair point. Would you be interested in a DayZ 2 though, Mowglii? Would you still be like playing a little bit of normal DayZ, this DayZ that we play now?
If it was different in a positive way, with the core of what DayZ is about still very much there, like I want the core of it to be DayZ. It needs to be DayZ. It can't be too different. But if it's been improved on massively in other ways and the interaction's still going to be there, I'll happily go for it. I'll happily switch over. But I think it'll be harder and harder as time goes on to stay on original DayZ, because obviously support and updates are going to be fewer and far between, aren't they? Once they're focusing on number 2.
I think they don't really have the capability to do as many updates or as many patches as they would like at the moment. So if they've got 2 games to support, you're splitting resources, and that's only speculation. But again, they're not a AAA. So they don't have those resources. That's widely known. They've got a lot of resources, but not enough from what the client base would expect, I think.
What they do, the size of the size of the studio and what they've done with DayZ, there's no other game like it. I know you had an episode on DayZ Killers, and nothing's ever. There is nothing. How in depth the game is, the gameplay, the community base, the support from the community.
There's nothing like it, man. There's nothing emulates it, and nothing emulates that feeling. That's why, like you said, you're coming back to it, and it feels like home.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it does.
So you're going to get a little run in. Does Pirate play a little bit of DayZ, or can't he get his controller involved in that?
He's actually played DayZ before, and he said maybe a week or two ago that once I go back on it, he will join me for a run or two. I've also spoke to a couple of the people that I used to talk to in DayZ. And yeah, I think there's a couple of runs that are in the pipeline. Holly DayZ, she's one that I'll be having a run with at some point. Shivy, I used to run with. I'm thinking, because obviously I'm a mod for Sour, I'm thinking about poking my nose in and saying, hey, Sour, you know how much work I do for you as a mod. Do you want to run? Do you want to run at some point? But
he needs to get his punk ass off BattleBit.
well, he's killing it though.
Oh mate, that snipe, he got like a nearly 2k snipe, didn't he? Like
1.9k snipe. And then he got one the other night on a helicopter, and I can't even remember how far that was. He posted it in the mod chat. I'm gonna see if I can find it really quick because that was insane.
Oh, it was, man. It was. He's so good. Have you watched it, Andy?
No, I've watched BattleBit, but not Sour's kills.
Oh man, Sour. I watched Sour's stream, man, and it was just immense, man. He just sets up in a location and he just picks people off.
What are you eating?
I got not even nothing.
What are you eating?
Fucking eating nothing.
You're like I'm talking to my dog. What have you got in your mouth? Spit
fucking
it out.
Skittles.
Spit it out.
Why the fuck do you need to know?
Oh no!
What?
You know what I thought? I thought today I was like, oh, for this podcast, I'm going to get some Skittles. I'm going to go and get some Skittles. I love Skittles.
Mate.
Oh, man, I love Skittles, man.
If there was two of you munching on Skittles right now, one in my left ear, one in my right, I think I'd just kick my PC over and quit. I'd be done.
Completely forgot.
Good.
Oh, no.
There's like cream ones now, ones that have like different dessert. That's what it's called. It's Skittles desserts. That was nice, man.
Dessert?
Yeah, I got it from B&M.
They're the home of like weird shit.
Yeah.
Don't they just have like the weirdest like foods?
Foods, yeah. Well, they have, well, I say weird shit. They had the beer that I like Mythos, the Greek beer. So
they have like banana flavored Coca-Cola and shit like that.
Yeah, they have like the weird brands that no one else has really adopted. Like that's too weird for Tesco's.
Team up. All right then. Well, just the nope. That's not the right one.
Just the nopes.
Just the nopes. Yeah, just the Leslie nopes. If you know what that reference is to, then put it in the chat.
F's in the chat for Andy.
F's in the chat. Nopes in the chat.
Nopes in the chat.
Video of the week.
Video of the week. Well, it's going to be supplied by Mowglii, and we haven't given much time to think. So
whose fault is that, Dave?
Take it away, boys.
I haven't watched much. I'm not gonna lie. I've been mainly on Twitch, but what I have watched, and I know it's not the small guy, but the Lights Out event from the Running Man's side, the 3-part.
Oh yes.
Oh my god, what a video! Well, what a series of videos. That event. Wow.
Yeah.
It was if anyone wants to know a breakdown of DayZ, you need to watch that video.
Each one's like an hour long, isn't it?
I was gonna say, I'm gonna hold my hands up, and I've not watched it because A, it's so long, and B, I watched it
most of it live. Yeah.
I watched it whilst he did it, but I know that's different when it's edited and it's dramatized and all that stuff. So I am going to get around to watching it. I'm just watching other people at the moment and catching up.
Yeah, I've always been more of a Twitch person.
Yeah. I love the interaction. Yeah, the live. Yeah. Sometimes I catch, like, when I catch videos, so I watch Taupe, Running Man, Sour. So when I catch it, and then when I watch the YouTube video through, and then I'm like, actually, I don't know if I preferred the raw uncut version, to be fair. Like, and the Runner Man's has noticed that because sometimes he just posts his raw uncut streams, and then it gets a lot of views.
It does, yeah. I never watch them because I'm usually watching them live.
Yeah, you lurk a lot on a lot of his streams and that. So then I sometimes put them on when I'm at work and stuff, when I'm working the old lates and that, when he's not actually streaming. And it's like I'm there.
Has he still got Uncooper editing for him?
I believe so. And he
don't know.
good job.
I know when I was active on Twitch properly, a while, before I stopped streaming, he was still doing his own editing. He didn't have an editor at the time.
Yeah.
So I know it's relatively recent. But I'll tell you another video that I watched very recently as well, which is, again, it's the Running Man's. I know. But you guys actually spoke about it in a previous podcast. You know that event that they've done where they had to attack the prison? It was Skillisty Island?
Yes.
And it was a cluster.
Yes, that was right, because there was like no cohesion, or the team was like, and there was all like military stuff, wasn't it? I can't really remember. There was medics and stuff like that.
Yeah. I I found that hard to watch, and I could totally feel his frustration.
Yeah.
His soul leaving his body.
Just like, fuck me. Are we going to fight this event or what? Like,
Yeah.
all right. Well, pick one. What one do you want to be the video of the week?
It's got to be the lights out because
agreed.
It's just DayZ encapsulated.
Well, there you go, Paul. A fucking another trophy heading your way.
Yeah, we'll say I'll drive it to Ipswich personally.
Is he in Ipswich?
Yes.
Is that in Suffolk?
Yes, that's the capital of Suffolk, you bum.
The capital of Suffolk.
Every
Shut up,
county
Dave.
has a flagship capital. We live in Bedfordshire, so it's Bedford.
Shut
Hertfordshire
up.
have Hertford. Oxford have Oxfordshire.
Right. And
Buckinghamshire has what? Buckinghamshire.
Oh no! Oh no!
Durham's got Newcastle.
What?
Can we fucking
Durham,
move
Sunderland, more like.
Same thing.
on? Oh my word!
Yeah, every county has a capital, a flagship town. They do.
You're chatting
What's Cornwall?
shit.
What Cornwall? Where's the capital there?
Truro.
Oh my gosh!
Right, I'm googling it.
Devon is Plymouth or Exeter. Actually, it might be Exeter.
Yeah, Exit. Plymouth is not in Devon, is it?
It is.
It's in.
It's on the right. It's on the east side of the Tamar. So it is.
So what are we saying? Capitals of what? Shires. Counties. Fucking hell.
I can't.
Shires. Where are you? Fucking hobbit.
I kind of hear the train of thought, but it's like such an unofficial thought.
Nah, you are chatting shit, mate.
No, I'm not, bruv. I'm not.
The internet doesn't know what you're talking about.
I play fucking lawn bowls. Trust me, I know.
So you're talking just about all you're really doing is you've converted bowls teams into. Do you know what? Here's a random fact about England.
No, they always play their. They always. So most bowls teams play their like stuff in their like their capitals, like the capital of their so-called counties. So yeah, Norfolk is Norwich.
You've been hanging around too many Americans on DayZ.
Jesus, we have an American.
It's like you want a capital of your county's now a state, and you want a capital of it.
Yeah, I'd love to fly the Bedfordshire flag, except it looks gay.
All I can find is a list of county towns, but I don't know whether that's the same thing. Especially that some of them don't even have one. You're fucking full of shit. Let's move on. Hey man, do you want to be friends?
One more tip. Right, we got to think of the tip. Mowglii is going to produce us a tip.
Don't produce your tip, Mowglii. We're on camera.
Oh no!
Put your tip
away.
How's that, boys?
Whoa!
That weren't a skittle.
Fuck's sake. God.
A tip. And now I've just got dirty thoughts in my head. I was innocent before I came on here. My biggest tip for DayZ with my play style, it's very much interaction based. So relating to that is so obviously people get gear fear, right? No matter what, don't be afraid to just go for it. That interaction could lead to such an awesome adventure. If you've got gear and you're running into a military, right, and someone starts talking, don't instantly have your guard up. Well, obviously guard just in case, but don't automatically assume the worst. Just go for it. If you die, you die. You go back to the spawn. You start again. But
so we're going to call this tip the YOLO.
Yeah, the YOLO. Yeah.
You call it the YOLO, man. You only live once. Try and talk to the guy. If you die, fuck it. Who loves it?
That's kind of the opposite of YOLO, dude.
Well, you only live twice. YOLO too.
Fuck's sake. Well, maybe we'll find a name for it. But
just the run, like, some of the best runs I've had after meeting somebody in a PvP zone, expecting to either die or kill them, and it's turned into one of the most amazing runs that we've ever had. Like I said, we had that time in A2 where there was 16 of us.
Yeah.
We've met people in A3, so we'd actually made it through the fight to the orb, got into A3, and then we've all decided, hey, let's all explore together, and it's turned into such an epic time. So don't always be too quick to just shoot. Give the chance.
Okay, that's cool. I like the I guess the meaning behind it.
Give friendly a chance.
Yeah.
Not only our podcast. I know what you say. I know what you're saying, man.
There we go. That's the name for the tip. Give friendly a chance.
Yeah.
You've got it.
There you go. There you go. Well done.
Oh well, that's actually a really good tip because me and Andy try and be friendly. Do a wiggle. I know our TikTok says completely opposite, but we actually do try and be as friendly as we can.
So I'm sorry.
You're thinking of that video, aren't you? Yeah, I know what you're thinking of.
Dave has you've sent me a message on Discord.
Oh yeah.
It's a list of all the counties and the county capitals. You're such a dickhead.
What the fuck?
I'm not even going to open it. I didn't.
You will open it.
I'm deleting it. I'm deleting
And you will
it.
find out the capital of Berkshire is Reading and its population.
Oh my god! Now, actually, unrelated. No, it is related, and I'll cut it out, obviously. But in fact, you only need to tell me whether he's right or wrong. Dave said you're from Aylesbury.
Where's that? No.
Dave, fucking
Everyone's
idiot,
from
Dave.
Aylesbury, man.
I told you you're making that up.
That's why you listen to me, man.
You're fucking full of shit.
Staffordshire.
Ah.
Staffordshire. Is it Stafford? Is
Staffordshire.
the county team Stafford? County town Stafford.
There's no county town.
Yeah, he's chatting shit. Don't worry about him.
Staffordshire. Where is Staffordshire? Warwick is Warwickshire.
Right, we're not doing this.
Royal Leamington Spa.
Oh my gosh.
No, Staffordshire.
Yeah.
I don't know what Staffordshire is.
This is turning into like
Staffordshire
Flags with
probably.
Friends.
If we're going off your train of thoughts, it probably would be Staffordshire.
Stafford, yeah.
Yeah.
I've never actually ever been there, I don't think.
Well, lucky Staffordshire.
Yeah, fuck you.
Yeah. I think our conversation has been very insightful and
Yep.
fun.
The population of Reading is... No, I'm joking.
Right, listen, blocked. I'm hovering over that block button, bro.
Enough of that, yes. But we've really enjoyed it. We do hope you all the best in getting back to DayZ, and hopefully you do drag Pirate Pro across with you. Teach him the ropes as such. Now you're the veteran.
100%.
And when you come back, make sure you put your link in our Discord so we can see it and then get some people over from there as well. And, because you know what you're doing when it comes to the game, you know what you're doing when it comes to the streaming. It's not like you're just coming back to it, aren't you, really? So
Yeah,
let's
100%.
get it going.
Thanks so much for having me. I've really enjoyed it, and I was really nervous. Been nervous since you first asked me, and I was like, "What do you want? Why me? Why do you want me? I've not streamed for so long." And yeah, I'm really glad that I've done it, and it really has kind of like rekindled that fire of wanting to come back to it.
Good. We did something good, Dave.
We've done a thing.
We did a thing.
We did a thing.
Excellent. All right, mate. Well, if there's anything you need in the meantime, let us know. Lovely. All right, dude. Well, we'll enjoy the rest of your evening.
Streaming tonight.
No, not that soon. Not that soon. Not that soon. I wish.
See you in the morning, mate. See you in the morning.
But
Yeah, I'll lurk in the morning.
I'll probably say before this episode airs.
Oh. So you're going to make us late? Why do people keep doing this to us, Dave?
We got Wobo done again, man. We got Woboed.
I could wait. But
No, don't wait for us, man.
No.
title of the
Jesus
stream,
Christ.
we made Mowgli's return delayed.
We delayed it
Sorry,
up, man.
boys.
But yeah, no, it's good. We're waiting for it, man. We're waiting for it, and we'll be there for that when you stream it.
Perfect. Thanks so much. Honestly, once again, thank you. It's been a good night. It's been enjoyable talking.
Top man.
Absolutely. I completely agree, man. Thank you very much for doing what you do, and thanks for returning back to DayZ.
And to
Have a good
kill
night.
anyone that floats in a galleon.
Oh, I'm definitely going to shovel someone when I come back.
Oh yes. Donk.
Yep.
Oh, I've missed this.
I've got a clip to post up with a shovel somewhere. That'll be going up.
Amazing.
Oh, keen.
Okay, right, I'm going to jump out. See you
Sweet.
later.
Bye.
See you later.
Bye.
Bye.
Oi! I got his baboy right at the end.
Yeah, goodbye.
Goodbye.
Yeah, so we need to outro now, don't we? Like outro.
Yeah.
Fat. But I find him quite interesting. I
Wow.
enjoyed it. What?
You enjoyed it, Dave? Did you enjoy Mowgli's tip?
I saw it. Because I'm poking the top.
Dude, I think that was your idea to get Mowglii on. I think
Yeah,
back
I
in the
did.
day.
Because he's like I like Sea of Thieves. It's a good little watch. Sometimes I don't like watching DayZ streams, and the Sea of Thieves streams are very good.
Yeah.
When I'm DayZ'd out for the day after doing a lot of DayZ stuff for the community.
So, I mean, thanks, I guess, for getting on. What a really nice guy, man. I'm glad he's coming back. Glad he's seen the fucking light at last. Hey, and it didn't take you long, did it?
No, he's coming back at a good point though. The game. Let's be honest.
Yeah, absolutely. And I wish him all the best with his dream. I hope he gets back to where he was. It can be quite difficult for, sometimes your community, when you change game or whatever, you lose some of it.
Yeah, but it seems like he's got a good following. So on Twitch, he's got 1,100 and something followers.
Wow, that's pretty good.
I'll look at his new rig on Discord.
Yeah, I mean, maybe he'll bring some Sea of Thieves people over with him, and
I
think
100%. And if he's bringing that Pirate Pro, you haven't probably seen Pirate Pro, but he is class at the game. He just partnered up about 3 months ago, and they do like a duo, him and Mowglii, and it's a very good duo. It's probably the most lucrative duo. They've got over like 2 billion doubloons.
Really? Shit, hell. I'm just sitting here with a measly 4 million.
I'm 990, and you guys haven't got me over the million mark. So.
Sorry, bro.
But yeah.
Well, what do we do now?
That's us. We're gonna say thank you if you've got this far, and we'll catch you on the next episode.
Yeah, no, we're all good.
Yeah,
all right, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you very much once again, and we shall see you in the next one.
Yeah, 38.
Probably.
Yes.
Bye.
Ciao.
Mate, I think my fucking lungs are killing me. I laughed so hard at that. That was...
I think my inhaler.
Genuinely.